Alright, now this is basically kind of the final result. Now this is one of the ways in which you can use the actions. Oh, also I might add, now I have made the I have made the layer styles in as many colors as I could, because I had to keep it like 500, 570, 600 megabytes the most. But yeah, so I couldn't make each and every variation of the colors. So you just go on adjust. Now you go to window if you don't have this here, and go to adjustments and click on that. After that you go and click on properties, so you'll have both of these like at hand. Yeah, so you go and click here on hue and saturation. And now if you don't know how to link two layers together, I'm going to teach you. Now you will have like a button here of something appearing with the keys that I'm using on my computer, on my keyboard. Alright, so now I'm clicking Alt, and I'm just hovering between two layers, and when you click, there you go, the folders are linked. So there you go. When you change the color, it changes for this one as well. So you just go, let's say I want more of a reddish, kind of red wine. I still think it's pretty good, this color, but yeah, let's just say I want to like this, and let's just say, okay, the color is way too light, I want like a deeper, darker shade. There you go, you just go and, oh, right. And you make it a little bit darker if you want to, or you can make it lighter. There you go, like this. You can also go to selective color, also link. Everything has to be linked. Once you link something to one folder, just keep linking them. Now if you don't want to just do the L thing each time, just you click on this, on your layer, on your main layer, before you add something else. And let's say I want to add black and white, it's gonna automatically link it, and even if you move it, it's going to remain linked. So there you go. Let's say, okay, now I usually always start with the neutrals. Now he didn't have really much to change though, because there are not many colors. But no, there you go. You just, okay, how about darker? Okay, I don't like that kind of green. Oh wow, this looks so pretty. No, this looks absolutely, oh, I'm going to leave it like this. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, it looks pretty, but this was literally one of the main ways in which you could use these actions. Now, okay, it's already 30 minutes. Let's see. Okay, so I'm just gonna, next thing you want to do is I'm gonna take my original here, so I can use it. So, okay, let me delete this one. On this one file here, I will use the actions to show you how the result is so very different from what we got here with the action. Is just really realistic. Okay, So I'm just gonna go in my actions. Okay, you need to put a background color. It doesn't have to be the EA code. Just put a white background. It doesn't matter really. Okay, let's see. Did I center it? Yeah, I did. And merge them together. Now, if your layer is not locked, it's not a background layer, just do this. You click on it, you go on layer, you go new, and background from layer. So there you go. It's going to create a background from your layer. It's going to lock it the way it should be. So the action will work. Just make sure to lock the layer and have a named background, not anything else. Next you go to action. So you click on the action and you wait. It can take a while, just be patient, but you know you're not going to regret waiting. But just make sure you're positive on your design, you're positive on how you place the texture and everything, because there you go. Okay, so here are the color presets, which are not on now. You just choose what you want to use and what you don't want to use. So yeah, the hue and saturation here, the vibrance is here, and also the selective color, so you don't have to go and manually just add them. Alright, so we have, there you go, I'm gonna show you right now. We have the original here, and we have the original right now, sorry, and now the effect. Now you're gonna say, okay, this looks very crappy. Yeah, about that. I'm just gonna show you real quick. Now the thing with this one action is that you need to work a little bit with a very soft brush. So you pick a soft brush. You find this in your Photoshop's brushes sets. I mean, the one that are literally here. It's one of these. I don't know exactly which one. Just load them all and you'll find these brushes here. So you use at a very low opacity, well, not very low, like 40%, 50%, something like that. Okay, just before you start, just painting in the middle with black, by the way, which I haven't. So it has to be a black color. You see here's in the layer mask is white, is a white background. Well, you have to use a black color to just kind of not really erase, because like if I go over, right, okay, I think it's too low, about 50 as I said before. You go over and just paint. Okay, now for this to work you just literally have to put it at 100%, so you see what you're doing the way you want. So what this does is literally kind of erasing this kind of very light parts, which are very annoying and look funny, but yeah. Okay, so you just you paint in the middle, you paint here in the middle, and you leave the lines outside alone. Maybe you just paint a bit over them as well, which is very now if you have a tablet, yeah, that'd be better, because you can use pressure, otherwise you're gonna delete them altogether. There you go, very easily, not pressing too much at all. There you go. Now I think most I've been speaking with Jazz a bit, and she is interested apparently to sell the store, so I might kind of buy it. I love art, I love design, and I'd really want to run the store. I have the time and it does well. It will cost me a bit, it will, but I think it's worth it. She says that she's going to work for someone else and she won't have the time to run it, I think, anymore. So she's really pretty much interested to sell it, and yeah, I'm really thinking of buying it. Okay. Well, mainly the product, this one wasn't made entirely by me, the Textured Watercolour Actions product, but yeah, I pretty much did almost everything. She was busy with this new kind of job that she's getting into right now, and I was like, you know, I'd be more than happy to help you. I love doing these things anyway. So, okay, just give me a sec because my battery is just literally dying on me and I have no idea where I put my charger. Okay, let's just say I think I'm almost done. Now I need to get this one too. Okay, so this is what you mainly have to do with the action. Just run it, wait for it to be done, and then just kind of start to erase and leave the how it's called, the stroke, the lines, the outlines. Just leave those and erase what's in the middle. Now, you don't have to necessarily use the layer styles that you will find with the product. You can use your own textures. That's totally fine, really. They will work just the same. Just make sure you merge everything and you have a background locked, and you can just run the action and it will work just the same. Alright, I don't know if I did this one down here. No, I did not. There you go, very easily, not pressing too much. And that's pretty much it. Now let's see it full. Now if you delete this, this is how it will look. See? Okay, let's see if I can erase a little bit from here as well. I'm just gonna remind you, I keep saying erasing, but I'm not using the eraser, okay? So it's the brush and a soft brush and the black color. That's it. Now if you change your mind and you're like, okay, I've deleted too much, you just switch to a white color, go back in, and it's gonna paint it all over. Then go back to black and start erasing again. So yeah, that's pretty much it, to be honest. Now also you can change the opacity and lower it, and so yeah. There you go. So now I think there you go. Just if you feel like you want more texture here on the white background, just duplicate, move it around, and move it just under everything else and up after the background layer. Alright, so you can see that it's more pronounced now and more visible. Right, next thing you will do after you're absolutely sure that you're fine with how it looks is merge each and every one of them. Okay, let me see. So this was the original, and this is how it looks now. You can see the lines outside, and yeah, it just, to me, this is really cool. Alright, so I'm going to leave the color presets and the original as well, I think. Yeah, so there you see the final result better. So the next thing you do is duplicate. I always duplicate, as I've said, and go to the action, go to ripple and play. Now of course this turns it into a smart, turns the layer into a smart object, so you can double click on the ripple, on the word, not here, just double click on the word, and as you can see, now if I make it bigger, alright, so it's up to you to decide how much you want of this. You can use 60 and it can look like this. Now if you feel it's too much, you just go back and there you go. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave it to like 36. There you go. Okay, so this is how it looks without, and this is how it looks with. It just looks more realistic. Okay, there you go. Now again, you can use the smudge brush now at this point. You can decide not to use it. It's really up to you. It's the same smudge brush that I used before. So there you go. I don't know, I just recommend to use it. It gives more of a personal kind of look to it, but you can clearly see, I'm just going to show you very quick. There is a huge difference between this one and this one. Nothing is perfect in watercolor, remember that. Okay. Okay. I think I'm pretty much done. No, here I didn't smudge at all. No, make sure not to exaggerate with the smudging though a little bit. There you go, just a tiny bit here and there. Here. So yeah. Now again, you can use the color presets here and go to hue and saturation and go to and just kind of change them. Okay, I really love this color. Oh my god. Alright, yeah. Can go, just go crazy and pick the right colors. Pick the colors that you think are right. Now here being a Valentine's Day, Happy Valentine's Day theme, I just kind of chose a reddish, kind of dark pink. So yeah. Now the vibrance, what it does, it just makes it less bright, makes the colors less vibrant. Let's say that's why it's called vibrance. You can make it more vibrant if you want to, but now I think, I don't know, this is exaggerated. So yeah, you can also make them pale like this, desaturated as you will say. Yeah, you don't necessarily have to use them, but I put them there, so yeah. This looks so pretty. Yeah, again, the choice is completely yours. But yeah, so I'm just gonna give you a quick tour. There you go, real quick. Now you might say, well, this takes so much time. Well, you know, you can just use this one. But yeah, it can be compared to the other one though. Using the action is kind of, it's the heart of this product. But yeah, you can use it in a quick way, you can use it in a bit slower way, but get better results. It's really up to you. And again, no need to use the layer styles if you don't want to. Yeah. If you want to save it in like transparent, you can, but then you have to literally merge this. Oh, you can just rasterize it. Wait. Where is it? Merge group, sorry. You merge the group, you put it on overlay, and what you do is just go, okay, wait a second, go here. Okay, what did I do? I have no idea what I did, sorry. Could you remind me later? Thank you. Okay, so yeah, so when you do this, why does it appear like that? Oh yeah, have to enable this, and there you go. So you can save it on transparent. No, that's not what I want to do. Okay, you can take them both. Let's see, put them here. See, and it's just transparent, and it's gonna fit on like a white background as well. Let's see. So it doesn't have to necessarily have the texture. So the background here doesn't necessarily have to like have the texture. Let's see, it's 100%. It's 100%. So you can use it with the texture, like this texture here, but you can also use it without it. It's just, it looks good either way. There you go. So this is pretty much how you use the actions. I'm going to show you one more time the difference between, okay, wait, let me do this, between the one design that I created without the actions. So this is the one that I created without the actions. Now maybe some of you might like this one better than the other version. I have no idea. It's really up to you, as I've said before. Well, let's change the color. It's the same, right? But still not the same. Let me see why. I think the color, right? Yeah, the color. Let me see. There you go. No, it's the same. So you can see there's a huge difference. There is the line here that watercolor creates at the edges, and yeah, I personally prefer this one with the action. But yeah, I wish you a lovely day, and I will see you in my next video.